All right, welcome to the first ever Fantasy Sports Wrap. Michael Potter.
Deron Phillip.
You might know us from our days as the hosts and creators of the Fantasy Baseball Show.
About 10, 12 years ago, we were on local radio here in Phoenix and had a great show.
Was that long ago?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Holy mackerel.
It was. But it was, we were ahead of the curve, but unfortunately,
We were way ahead of the curve.
if we would have stuck with it, we'd really be famous
Well,
by now.
we're adults, so adult things get in the way. Like you
Right.
decided to find a wife, which is great. She's wonderful.
Right.
It's
right.
working out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Still
Awesome.
married?
Still married.
Yeah, that's good.
Happily married, I might add.
I'm still married with 4 kids, so a little bit crazy. But yeah, we're going to do this fantasy sports wrap. And what we did with the Fantasy Baseball Show was we really gave a lot of information. You gave a lot of information on blog posting and emails and things like that.
Right.
And it got kind of overwhelming. So what we did, we kind of took a step back. I kind of quit playing fantasy. You kept playing. But
I
you
kept
backed
playing,
down
but
a
I
little
back.
bit.
Yeah, I took a couple years off.
Yeah. So now we're back.
Yep.
And so what we want to do is the premise of this show is I called Deron and said, hey, I got an idea. What do you think? He liked it. We started a league. It's called the Fantasy Sports Wrap League. We invited 8 other people to play and put teams together. So we got a 10-team league. And basically this podcast is going to be us talking about our league and our playing days.
Yep.
Much like you do out there listening when on a Monday or Tuesday something happens, you call your buddy on the phone and go, oh, I can't believe this happened. Or why did I trade that guy? Or this or that. Can you believe that trade went by? That's what this is going to be. It's going to be the Fantasy Sports Wrap. And we'll have some people from our league join us at times.
Right,
but,
right.
every week it'll be me and you, maybe a couple times a week, maybe once every other week. But we'll try to do it every Friday or so.
Right.
And we'll put something out there so you can follow along and see how our league's doing. But that's the premise of the show.
Absolutely.
We're not experts.
No.
We're guys playing.
We're close, and we're pretty good.
Formally.
Yeah.
Formally experts. I think one time you won the league that we did. We did a head-to-head league, and it got crazy because we did a head-to-head league, and we were steaming pitchers.
Daily changes to your lineups and acquisitions.
It's crazy.
Which we're dialing down a little bit this year.
And for people who don't play head-to-head, they probably don't know what steaming is as much. I mean, do people steam as much in rotisserie or points-based leagues?
Yeah, and they actually refer to it as streaming. I think steaming captures it. Streaming. Yeah, that's what the terminology they use. Yeah. But it's steaming. We're going to stick with that. But they do steam in rotisserie. They can. But the thing was, we had to be up at midnight every night because that's when the players were available to pick up for the next day. Yeah,
and steaming for folks that aren't aware, you set your offensive lineup, but then every day you basically go out and grab the best pitchers available, throw them in your lineup, and then at midnight that night, the pitchers that are pitching the next day are available. So you get as many starts as possible, hoping to win strikeouts, wins.
And then you have your top closers and get saves. So that's 3 out of your 5 pitching categories. So
right.
And we'll get more into the categories and how this league is going to work in a little bit. But we do have a 10-team league. And they're friends, friends we asked to be in this league, so they should feel privileged to be as part of this league.
It was by invite only.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We sat down with pen and paper, and we were like, should we invite that? No, don't invite him.
Right.
Yes, invite him.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep. So
it's a big deal.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to playing again, getting back into it.
But back to the steaming thing. It was a 10-team league, and there was about 3 of us that really steamed, me, you, and Dale.
Yeah.
And Dale's in the league, by the way. And Dale's my nemesis because I had the best team ever, and he beat me in the championship, and I'm still mad about it. But we steamed, and it got pretty intense.
It did.
And sometimes Al would steam, sometimes other people steam. But when we played each other, man, it was at midnight. You're on your computer, and you figured out a trick.
I did.
To multiple windows open. That's a trick if you steam or stream. Multiple windows open, have all your guys selected, and right at midnight go pick, 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 pick.
Yep. And for a while,
and you wouldn't tell me your trick. I was like, how does he do that? And you would never tell me. And then I figured out, and you're like, okay, yeah, you're right. But you wouldn't tell me.
Well, I was in it to win. I wanted to win the league, man.
I would get so mad because I'd be at midnight, and I'd be like right there, and I'd go, how's he gone?
Yeah.
And everybody was gone that I wanted to pick up.
I always slept well at night, those nights, because I just picked up all my players. I'm like, okay, we'll see you tomorrow night.
But then when I figured it out, or if Dale was doing it too, and 3 of us were doing it at midnight, it was crazy.
Yeah, I think it was up to 4, because Al was doing it, it was Dale.
Bartender Al was doing it,
Yep. And so it did get very intense. And then we had one of the expert writers from ESPN,
Tristan Cockcroft. Yeah.
He was in our league too. He was a little bit of a disadvantage because he lives on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So if he wanted to steam, he had to be up at 3 a.m. to pick up the pitchers. But
he did well.
He did.
Without, he didn't really steam.
He almost beat me. He still almost beat me in the playoffs.
How many times did you win the league?
I believe twice.
Out of how many years was it going? Because I jumped in after it had been going for.
It was probably about 4 or 5 years, I think. Yeah.
And you won twice. Yeah. Dale won.
I think he won a couple times.
Did Al ever win?
Al won, yeah.
I think it was basically you, Dale, and Al. And I got second that year.
Right.
I had a masher offensive team. I would just crush everybody in the offensive numbers. And if I steamed, I would win wins and strikeouts. And,
right.
Then your draft, great closers.
Your draft was unbelievable because your strategy was just to go with the big boppers.
Yep.
Forget about the pitching, even closers, pick up some closers along the way. And it worked out great for you. Then you got to the playoffs, and your guys all kind of went into the slump at the same time, which happens.
Yeah,
so,
anyway, so that's Mary. You'll hear Mary when we record at Deron's house.
Yeah, my pit bull mix.
And that's a helicopter.
Yeah.
Which none of this was happening when we started this, but anyway. so that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a conversation. So it's a fantasy sports rap league, and we have 10 teams. Instead of letting it just auto select who drafts where and everything, because our draft is Sunday.
Sunday at 1 o'clock, Arizona time.
Sunday.
Yep.
So is it 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. Yep. It's we're going to pick the draft order. Deron's idea.
Right now.
Film it. We're going to put this up on the Facebook page, and then we'll put this podcast out on SoundCloud, and you can follow us there. We'll give you all the information about that as we figure it out, because we're just kind of making this up as we go.
Right.
But your idea though was to film this, because if we send out an email telling them, hey, this is your order.
Yeah.
Nobody would.
No one would believe it. They'd be like, "Oh, you guys are rigging this league from the start." So what we're going to do is we got 2 hats here. In one hat, we've got all the teams in our league.
That's the Diamondback hat?
The Diamondback hat, right here. Right here.
And neither of us are true Diamondback fans, but we live here, so we follow them, and they're probably our maybe second. They're like my second favorite.
Yeah,
I'm from Kansas City. Some are Royals.
I root for I'd say D-backs are top for me, and then the White Sox, of course.
You root for the D-backs more than the White Sox?
Yeah.
Really?
I have to admit that.
That's a shame.
Yeah. And then, so we got the team names in this one. Now, not everybody has a team name yet, and we'll just read accordingly to how it's signed up on the website right now. And then in the Padres hat,
they made a bunch of changes.
They did.
They bought a big bunch of boppers. Of course, that park is like the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, we'll see how they hit. We'll see how
they're going to do there.
In the Padres hat, we actually have the number of the draft pick. So this is kind of like a little bit of Kentucky Derby-ish, kind of how they determine the post position, where they pick the horse first and then they pick the post position. We're picking the team first, and then we're going to pick the order they're going to pick. Now, it's a snake draft, so when we start with the top pick, number 1, you go all the way down to 10, okay? Then the person with the 10th pick in the first round turns around and gets the first pick of the second round. So they'll get picks 10 and 11. Yeah. And then it snakes back up.
So typically, Deron, where do you like to be in the draft? Do you like to have the number 1 overall pick? I mean, I haven't done hardly any research yet. My draft is in a couple of days. I'm assuming Mike Trout's the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Miguel Cabrera's up there. Guys like that. But do you like having the first? Or do you like having like the 8th or 9th or 10th, where you can back-to-back a couple guys?
I kind of like to be around maybe 7 or 8, where I maybe don't have to make 2 immediate picks, because when you're drafting, and if let's say you're number 1 or you're number 10, you basically have to have 2 picks ready.
Right.
You got 30 seconds to make a pick, or was it a minute? No, I think it's a minute.
Minute. I think we gave a minute. We should
60
change
seconds.
It to 30 seconds, so make it go fast. Nah, maybe we'll anyway.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got 60 seconds to make a pick, and so you've got to have 2 guys lined up, because if you've got the number 10 pick, you're going to make 10 and 11. So,
right.
Well, without further ado, let's get to this thing, and so I'll. Do you want to do the picking?
I've got them written down, number 1 through. So let's pick the team first, and then we'll tell them what that. You want me to pick?
Yeah. Why don't you pick?
Okay.
No. Okay.
Tillman Pride.
Okay. This is James.
Who is that?
James Myers. And,
Pat Tillman.
Yep, Pat Tillman.
Nice.
Used to be
Tillman Pride.
a student trainer at Grand Canyon University. That's how I know James. We played in a lot of fantasy leagues together. We played fantasy golf. So this guy's into it. He'll play good.
And we know Deron knows some of the guys, and I don't know them, and I know some of the guys, and Deron doesn't know them, and then some of them we both know together.
Okay.
So I don't know Josh.
Okay.
James. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
going
going
to
pick the number. James is going to be Tillman Pride.
Oh my goodness.
The number 1.
Number
pick.
1. The number 1 pick. Tillman Pride. I'm
Tillman
writing
Pride.
it down here. So.
Okay.
Well, there goes Mike Trout. Dang it. Okay.
All right.
I'm not going to look again.
Okay.
Okay, this
Next
is
pick.
going to be Toronto Mounties. That's my buddy. We call him McKenzie, Jeff Howard. He lives in Toronto, and he's a huge Blue Jays fan. Great baseball fan. Funny guy, great guy. You're going to love him. Number 10.
Oh.
You believe that? 1 and 10.
1 and 10. Okay.
So Toronto Mounties.
Okay.
Jeff's actually flying back in from his job. He flies all the way all over the country and outside of Canada. He's flying back in from Europe just for the draft.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, he gets back in like an hour before. And he's getting married. He's engaged.
Holy cow. A lot going on.
Uh-oh. Team Shuff.
Dale.
My nemesis.
Dale Shuff.
Dale Shuff.
Known as the Shuffville Slammers. I don't know if he's going to stick with that name.
He's got to go with that.
Yeah, I think so.
Dale's a very good. He's my nemesis because he's a very good player. But Dale and I both like to trade a lot. You're not as big a trader.
Right.
I love to trade, just for fun
right.
of it. And Dale loves to trade too.
Dale still has you on the speed dial, I'm pretty sure.
We were the one with the traded
That's
the whole
right.
time. But when Dale traded with Bill, ooh, that was trouble because they were buddies. And toward the end of the year, oh man, bringing up bad memories. Is that a 6 or a 9?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a 9. I first drew it as a 9, I think.
Is it? Okay.
Look through there. See if there's a 6.
You know what?
You didn't put like a line
I
underneath.
didn't do that.
I drew it as a 9.
Yeah.
Shuff's going to be mad at me, man.
That's
Team
9.
Shuff. That's a 9. Team. I probably shouldn't have even asked that. I should have just said. Okay, Team Shuff is 9. Is this exciting or what?
This is great.
This is fantastic. I know people are watching this video like going, I can't believe nobody else has done this. This is unbelievable.
Okay.
Bushwood
Oh,
Loopers, that's me.
Potter.
I named after the country club, Bushwood Country Club in Caddyshack.
Caddyshack,
That's
yep.
always my team. Bushwood Loopers. I think I want somewhere like, man, 7 or 8 would be good.
Let's see what you get. That's 6.
6.
You got 6.
6. That's not bad. The problem with the nice thing about getting the number 1 pick overall is if there is like an A-Rod back in the steroid days or somebody like that, when he was just crushing it. That's great. But the problem is you make that first pick and you wait forever to make another pick.
do.
And you just see guys, all these guys going off the board.
Yeah.
And you're like, you have no chance to get really 2 great studs. If you're kind of in the middle,
You can get that.
or if you're 8, 9, 10, you can get 2 really good players up front, but then you wait forever for it to come around again.
Yep.
And yeah, so anyway, all right, Bushwood Loopers is 6th.
Okay.
I'm going to do the top one. I grabbed 2. Team Domorowski. My good friend Morgan Domorowski and her husband Brendan Domorowski, they just got married last November. They're playing. Brendan actually works in Major League Baseball. Morgan used to work at Grand Canyon University in athletics, and she worked for the Diamondbacks for a while. Ooh, number 2 pick overall.
Oh, Domorowski.
They got to take Goldschmidt, right? They
I would
both
think
with
so.
ex-Diamondbacks. Yep.
Yeah.
Team Domorowski.
Okay.
Brendan actually played at Stanford, too. I think he went to the NCAA. We'll have to ask him when we get him on. I think he went to the NCAAs. Docs and Jocks. My good buddy, Dan Mutton, is a doctor in Abilene. Dan. He started a show called Docs and Jocks. It's a radio show every Friday. I co-host it with him, a Skype in from Phoenix. And he's a doctor, a non-surgical medical doctor focusing on sports. And so we talk about sports-related injuries and things. And he and his producer, Brandon Hawk, are going to co-manage this team. He needs a producer to help him because he is like a total A personality, moving 100 miles an hour, and he had never set his lineup. So Hawk's probably going to run it for the most part, but Dan's going to take over the draft.
Big Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
Big Cardinals fan.
Huge Cardinals fan.
So, well, we got to see where they're picking, right?
As a Royals man, I bring up the 85 World Series all the time. He hates it. Number 7, Docs and Jocks is at number 7.
I think Matt Carpenter should be available at that point. Dan, you can take
He
him.
probably would. Take, what's that guy's name, Wong, the second baseman?
Yeah.
He's pretty good, but not at 7.
Yeah.
Who's the best player on the Cardinals? Like, who would be the highest draft guy on the Cardinals?
That's a good question.
Team Britain. You want to explain Team Britain?
Team Britain.
We both know him.
Bill and Kim Britton. We went to Grand Canyon University.
GCU.
GCU.
Hopes up.
Lopes up. Both are good baseball fans. Kim's a big baseball fan, and
Huge baseball fan.
And I think Billy does some coaching. He coaches youth baseball, so they should be a force to be reckoned with. And they've got we got to determine their draft
Yeah, our
order.
second married couple. So that'll be fun when we get them on the podcast.
That's right. Oh yeah.
Because Bill and Kim are both strong personalities. They both they both have ideas.
Number 4.
Number 4, Team Britain. They got to get a name though too. We're gonna tell these people to get cool names. They got what? 4 kids? 5 kids? They got a bunch of kids.
They got 4, I think.
Like we do. Yeah.
I think 4. Yeah.
All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3 left. You haven't been drawn yet. You're either 3, 5, or 8.
Yeah, I'll see.
You wanted 7. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Phoenix Tower. I got to tell you, this is our buddy Tom Brown. Tom got me involved in radio. He works in radio now. I don't think he's ever played fantasy sports. He actually texted me and said, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll be your guinea pig." And then we signed up, and he goes, "Hey, what's a snake draft?" So Tom's going to be fun. Brand new, total newbie, great guy. You'll love him. Great voice too.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a radio guy.
Yeah.
All right, where's Tom? Phoenix Tower.
Phoenix Tower is picking
I
number...
like the name though. Phoenix Tower. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Phoenix
Okay.
Tower. Wow, Deron, you're going to be last, I think.
Wow.
Did you put your name in there? You're going to be third.
I think I did.
So which would you rather have, 3rd or 5th?
5th.
5th, yeah, right in the middle.
Got Baracho Bandits.
Baracho Bandits.
That's my good friend Pat Guillen. I call him Ozzy. Ozzy is his nickname.
Ozzy. Does he have a temper like Ozzy?
I don't think so, no. I guess we'll find out, though.
We'll find out.
Yeah. He says he's played fantasy baseball. It's been a few years since he's played. And that's with a lot of people in this league.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's going to be, for fun. We've got some newbies. We've got people that haven't played in several years. But Pat told me, he goes, I really only know the American League. He's an Angels fan, and I haven't played in a few years, and I want to win this thing. So he was kind of deliberating on whether he wanted to join the league because he wants to take it seriously. So
we want guys to take it seriously, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
He's going to either be 3rd or 5th. I don't think Trout's going to be available. Well, I mean,
I don't think so.
You've been doing more research than I have. Is Trout number 1 overall?
I don't, unless we get some crazy picks early on.
Well, we got Tillman Pride, James.
Yeah.
And we got Team Domorowski. They got to take Goldschmidt. Number 5.
Number 5.
I think that we know then. What's that name? Baracho Bandits?
Yeah, Baracho Bandits. So, Pat, you got number 5. Number 5
pick. Let me pull the last one just
to make it official.
Just to make it official.
I can't believe
That's hilarious, man.
Hey. Moon Valley Racers.
Moon Valley Racers. What was your team name back then? It used
Scotland Terriers.
Yeah. That's kind of a bittersweet name now. Yeah.
And of course, I've got the
number 3.
Number 3 pick.
All right, so we got. It's right here. It's all written down.
Yep.
I don't know if you can see it or not. Boom, right there. So we got Tillman Pry with the number 1 pick. Team Domorowski number 2. Moon Valley Racers number 3. Team Britain number 4. Baracho Bandits number 5. Bushwood Loopers, eventual champion, number 6. Docs and Jocks number 7. Phoenix Tower number 8. Team Shuff number 9. And Toronto Mounties, my buddy Mackenzie Howard at number 10. So this will be fun because in the snake draft, what happens a lot is you'll get guys on kind of the same wavelength, and like as we're coming back up for the 2nd pick, you'll have guys listed, and if there's guys in front of you that think kind of like we do, like I'll take one of your guys,
right,
more likely, and then when it comes back down, I'll be, I want this guy, and you'll take him. Like, dang, gummit, Aaron did that, but so it should be fun.
It will be
fun.
But the order's set. We're going to post the order on the fantasy site as well.
Yep.
Going to get our Facebook page up and running, and hopefully get this video. Well, if you're watching this video, it's probably on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And we'll get things going. Sunday is the draft.
Sunday's the draft. Have you done, just as we're closing up here in a few minutes, have you done much research yet?
I've done a little resesearch. I must.
So you can hear like he's not going to tell me anything. Like he's totally tight-lipped. Like we're like best friends almost. And he's just like,
well,
you won't even tell me.
You'll find out Sunday who I like. But anyway, I've done a little research, and
so who's going to be there at number 3 for you? I can't pick ahead of you, so you can.
Well, Goldschmidt will probably be there.
He's good, huh?
He's good. I was kind of surprised to see him as one of the top 4 and 5 players in the draft overall.
Yeah.
Miguel Cabrera could be. Let's see, we got Trout, Cabrera, Goldschmidt. Andrew McCutcheon has been going pretty high with the Pirates. McCutcheon. He does a lot. He's kind of a multi-tool player.
Yeah.
So, and then of course you got your pitchers. If the strategy for some people might be to, I want to grab Clayton Kershaw in the first round. Right. They might do something like that.
Because we're limiting transactions each week, right?
Right.
We're going to be the limit, so you can't steam. You can change your players in your lineup that are on your team as much, but what do we say? 3 transactions? 3 drop ads in a week as it goes on. That's going to be head-to-head.
So you play a different team in our league each week, and you get the 3 pickups limited per week. But like you said, if someone gets hurt in your lineup at the beginning of the week, you can swap them out for someone on your bench.
Now, what I just said, no steaming, what we just heard is I can steam 3 guys. But steaming is a double-edged sword, because especially with that few, because it doesn't guarantee you wins and strikeouts, but it can really hurt you in whip and ERA.
Right.
Like when we were steaming, I mean, sometimes Deron would nail it perfectly and he would win all 5 categories, but sometimes your whip and ERA would just be massive because you'd just be grabbing guys at the end of the bench, hoping for 4 or 5 strikeouts, and maybe they pull off a win,
Right.
But they might win on a Saturday, Sunday. They might win, 10-5 or whatever, and your ERA is just shot at that point.
Well, the goal at that point when you're steaming was to win 3 of the 5 pitching categories.
Yeah.
So it was basically I was sacrificing ERA and whip. If I happened to get lucky one week and got that extra 1 or 2 points, so much the better. But that was the goal, was to pile up as many wins, saves, and strikeouts as possible. And then the hitting categories, we've got homers, runs, RBIs, batting average, and stolen bases.
The basics.
Yeah. So the basic.
We thought about doing the whole road, the whole, money ball, other stats and things, slugging, percentage OBP, but we just decided to stay with the basics for this first year. I mean, I love all that stuff, but the basics are the basics.
Easy to keep track of. Yeah.
Easy stuff.
Yeah.
Easy stuff.
So.
So anyway,
Good stuff.
yeah, excited about the league. We'll be doing the posts on Facebook. Might be doing videos every time. We'll do some podcasts, put those up on SoundCloud. We're looking to get them on iTunes as well. And we'll have a Twitter account, and we'll get you guys all that information. But check out the Facebook. Do we know what the Facebook page is? Is it just Fantasy Sports Wrap?
Fantasy Sports Wrap. So just search that for all you Facebookers out there. And then we'll have, we're going to have this on a separate, let's say if someone doesn't have Facebook, they can see this on a YouTube channel or something.
Yeah, we can put a YouTube channel up. That's a great idea.
So we'll do that too.
Yeah, as you can tell, we're developing this
As we go. You're along for the ride too. So we're glad you joined the league. Looking forward to competing against you and having a good time this year.
Yes, and for all you folks that just want to check it out every now and again, just to enjoy and hear other guys talk about their woes and their successes and everything, check back every week on the Facebook page. We'll have links to the podcast. And have a great fantasy season.
That's right. We'll see you there.
All right. That's it for the Fantasy Sports Wrap, the first one.